What's up, everybody? Welcome to Moneyline Media. Hope you guys are all having a marvelous Mayhamic Monday.
Merry.
Merry. Oh, that's right. We got Christmas this week. Merry Monday.
Merry Monday. And we will be going over the bowl previews, giving our picks. I do have most of the spreads in front of me.
Excellent.
And we're also going to give a rating system of how good we think these bowl games were matched up.
Yes.
And what we would have probably rather see for these, contenders, these bowl participants, these teams. Sorry, I couldn't get that in my head, but yes. All right, so the first up is actually tomorrow night. Tomorrow during the day, it is.
Oh,
Tulane.
no. Why do they do that?
I know. I hate when they do that too. Tulane versus Nevada.
We got. Whoa.
What'd you say?
I wonder if that was on. If we caught that on camera.
Probably.
Spilled my whole drink. There'll be no staying hydrated tonight.
Yeah. So it is Tulane versus Nevada is first. They will
tomorrow?
be in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Tulane is currently opening.
That's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow, yes.
What time?
It is at 3:30.
All right, that's not too bad.
I mean,
it's bad, but that's not too bad. And what I was trying to say before I spilled my soda was, don't they know we have jobs? Believe it or not.
I know, shocking. But spreads -2.5 for Tulane right now. Over under is at 57. I would, after watching these teams, probably go the over, but I'd probably stay away from it.
What was the Tulane who?
Tulane versus Nevada.
Nevada.
I'd also hammer Tulane -2.5.
I love Tulane there.
Yep.
Minus the 2.5. I'm a little iffy and I'm a little skeptical on that over under.
That's my thing too.
Yeah,
but
Tulane can play some tight D, right. But ever since Matt left, there's it seems like a little lack on their defensive part.
For Tulane?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they are a young team that has gotten better each time. Plus, the American Conference is a little bit tougher than the Mountain West Conference.
Right. That I'll agree with. Yeah. So, yeah, I would just take the Tulane there minus the 2.5. I like it. And that is the Idaho National Potato Bowl.
Famous Idaho Potato Bowl, National Potato Bowl. Yeah, Tulane has been playing incredible. If they kept this up, I think they would have had a chance to maybe go into potentially be top 3, top 4 in the American, which is a very good conference as we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I like this matchup. I think this Tulane-Nevada matchup is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the better ones that I've seen so far. So I'm giving it where we said 5 stars. It's out of 5 stars. I'll give it a 3.5. I think that is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be exciting. And I think they match up pretty well.
They would have gotten 3 stars from me.
Mm-hmm.
But
because it's at 3:30.
I'm one of those people on whatever that website is where you go rate foods.
You're right.
What is it?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, Yelp.
Yelp. Yes.
So, because I think it's gonna be a good game. I think this is actually gonna be one of the better games. I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars due to time constraints.
Yes. Yeah. But good matchup. But matchup-wise,
matchup is excellent. Yes.
Yeah. Good matchup. Exciting. Mountain West American Conference are 2 conferences that I think, because of the pandemic, have come to the forefront a little bit more. People may be watching them a little bit more, which is great. I have too, yeah. All right, next up we have the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, which features BYU versus UCF. BYU is currently opening at 6.5-point favorites. The over-under on this is 75.
I don't like
staying away from that over-under.
Over-under 75.
I mean, both.
That's probably going to hit.
Yeah, but I'd stay away from it.
Yeah, I would take the over there just because I'm not taking an under.
No.
With those 2 teams.
No. Yeah, I'm just staying away from it altogether, but I would also
definitely stay away, but if you got to pick something, I'm going over because the under.
Yeah.
I'd rather lose knowing I have the over than sweat out that under, because in the fourth quarter, these two teams can go for 3 touchdowns each.
That's true. That's true.
So, and then for the spread, I would say BYU minus the 6.5 because I hate UCF.
I
have
totally
never won a dime on
off
UCF.
UCF. I gotta disagree with you here. I think UCF even money line. I'm thinking.
Ooh.
I think
Nice
again, the American Conference is a very good conference. They played a number 9 Cincinnati team, which or number 8 Cincinnati team, which shouldn't be number 8 at all. Very closely.
Yeah.
BYU has not impressed me in the slightest. I think some of their games where they were playing weaker opponents.
You hate BYU.
I'm not a big BYU fan. I think also big American girl, as you know. I like the American Conference.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is great. By the way, I give this a 4-star matchup. Perfect timing, Tuesday when there's nothing going on. Great matchup.
Too?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. What time is that on?
7.
7?
Yep.
Sweet.
Perfect match. It's a good matchup. I'm going UCF here. I think UCF is the better team. They've played the better opponents. BYU, we saw how they struggled against Coastal Carolina. I think UCF potentially wins this, but I'm going with the plus 6.5 here. But I give it a 4-star rating. I think they really match these teams up very well, and it's perfect timing.
Alrighty.
All right. Next.
BYU wins 45-6.
Okay. All right.
No, then I would. They can't do that because then the under would.
All right. So we got the
78-3.
Crazy. Next up, another 3 p.m. game on Wednesday. It is the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, and I told just time out. I told James to be ready. We are reviewing every single bowl game because I did the non-Power 5. You did the Power 5 this year. This is like tuition all brought together, and we are pumped to do every single one of these, but it's going to take a while. So Louisiana Tech versus Georgia Southern.
Basically, that's Deirdre basically saying, don't break down every single game.
Well, you could break it down. I mean, we got time. We got time.
We got
time. I know you're an old man. I know you're an old man and you got to get to bed soon. I know it's already past your bedtime. We got to, But Louisiana Tech is opening Georgia Southern is opening as 5.5-point favorites. The over-under on this is 48.5. I'm going to under this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to under.
64.5?
It is 48.5.
Oh, that's what I was like. Yeah, definitely under. I'd say under, and I'm going to take Louisiana Tech here.
Okay, I'm taking Georgia Southern here.
All right, good. We got bets coming up.
So Louisiana Tech is a Conference USA team.
Mm-hmm. They are.
Conference USA is not very strong at all. And I've watched Georgia Southern absolutely crush a Conference USA team, 20-3. Mm-hmm. And they've been playing good teams pretty closely, so I'm going Georgia Southern here. But I am going the under because I think Georgia Southern's defense stops Louisiana Tech.
If they are going to stop, they got to stop the run. I like Tech's running backs.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I believe if I don't know if Louisiana's Tech actually got canceled this game, the game versus FAU, but if that did get canceled, no, they didn't play FAU, but I think that FAU would have beat them, and Georgia Southern is much better team than FAU. So I'm going Georgia Southern minus 5.5 here. All right. Sunbelt's pretty good.
Got them winning by a TD.
I do. I think they will.
When is that?
That is on Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Oh, almighty.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games. I wish I became like I was a fan of like college football, like growing up when I had all the time in the world to watch these games. You know what I mean? Like, why not? But yeah, so And by the way, this matchup, it's gonna get a 2-star just because it's two teams that probably, if it was a normal year, wouldn't really be getting looked at by us at all.
Yep.
So it's gonna get a 2. I like Georgia Southern though, so
I gave him a 3 because I like LA Tech.
all right,
Those jerseys are popping. I like
they
them.
are popping. They are,
They were popping back in like '78, but
yeah.
I like them.
All right, next up, 7 p.m. game on Wednesday, Memphis versus Florida Atlantic. Memphis is opening as 8-point favorites. The over/under on this is 50. Memphis's defense has been cooking lately.
Yeah. Memphis really started to come back to the team that I thought they were going to be this year.
Right.
So I like Memphis there. What's the over/under in this one?
It's 50. I'm gonna go with the under. Florida Atlantic is not a high scoring offense.
I agree. 2.5 stars for me on this one.
Oh, it's getting a 1 from me. I think that we could have matched Memphis up with a much better team. The Memphis that I would have liked to see them against potentially Kent State, maybe a Rutgers.
Yeah, did Rutgers get a bowl game this year?
They did not.
They
They
didn't,
did
right?
not.
This is Wednesday at 7, you said?
I'm sorry?
Wednesday at 7?
This is Wednesday at 7. I feel like we could have gotten a better team for Memphis, maybe a good Sun Belt team.
Yeah.
Louisiana versus Memphis would have been really exciting to watch. Just stuff like that. I wouldn't have mind seeing them versus, maybe Boise too. That would have been a good game. I just don't think Florida Atlantic is that good. I'm going Memphis -8 here, and I'm giving this a 1 star. I think that they could have matched Memphis up with a much better team.
There was a hair in my food.
I didn't deliver it to you. I can't help.
That's what 1 stars are, Deidre. 1 star is hair and food.
Yo, this is hair and food to me.
Like,
I'm just being
honest.
honest.
Wednesday night football game, I'm taking it.
I listen, and it's not. I don't have anything against Florida Atlantic. I just think Memphis is a team that can compete with much better, like maybe a low-level SEC team or something. Or like, I know they played Army, so I guess not. Or did they play Army?
Army is terrible.
The Army's not terrible, dude.
Army is
like
the most boring. If you want to go to bed, watch
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Holy crap.
Well, Memphis versus Army, you could have kicked Florida Atlantic out. Like, bye.
Yeah. I don't know why Air Force started to play Army's game.
Yeah. I had Army, so I didn't care.
Yeah. Air Force should have won that game like 45-3.
But this gets a big 1 star from me.
All right. Moving right along. What do we got?
Hawaii versus
4:15 p.m.
We got a Thursday at 3:30.
Yeah.
Hawaii versus Houston. Houston is opening as 13-point favorites.
Hawaii.
Over under is 59.5.
What's the line? Hawaii plus what?
13.5, I believe. Sorry. No internet problems this time, I promise.
Over under is what?
59.5. Houston's 13-point favorites.
I'm gonna say over here.
Okay.
I don't like Houston's defense. I think
No.
Hawaii will get a few garbage touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The spread though, I think Houston has a chance to cover.
Right.
But it's a little too scary for me.
That is a big spread.
I think Houston will cover. I think they will win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm going Houston here. I'm going Houston -13. And I'm going to go with the over 59.5.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is going to get like a 2.3 stars. I know that's a little weird, but 2.3 stars, okay. Not quite half. Decent teams. I like the Mountain West versus American theme that's going on. It just doesn't intrigue me enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 2.7914 on the Richter scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, this 330 crap isn't sitting well with me.
Yep.
But I'll settle for it. I mean, hopefully I'm home in time. Oh wait, that's Christmas Eve.
That is Christmas Eve.
I should be home in time from work, but we'll see.
I will be traveling to New York probably around that time.
Oh no, we're not letting you back.
Shut up.
That's it.
Uh,
You can't make
next up,
in there.
next up, this actually is a game that really excites me. It's on Christmas.
Yeah.
It is Marshall versus Buffalo. I actually talked to friends of the show, Alex Bozzi, before this was announced and said how much I want Marshall versus Buffalo. I really wanted this game. Marshall's defense is really good. Buffalo's offense is really, really good. It's going to be a very fun game to watch as a fan. And probably because I root for Marshall, because of my guy Alex Bozzi, I probably will try not to bet on it. But if I was smart, I'd bet a lot of money Buffalo -3.5 here.
I got Buffalo here. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah.
You said it's -3.5 or plus -3.5, right?
-3.5, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta take Buffalo here.
Yep.
Really, I don't know if Marshall can hold down Buffalo's offense.
I don't
Buffalo
think so.
runs the ball
Right.
all over teams.
But first MAC team that we're seeing it's very exciting. Jared Patterson he's up there on the list of Heisman candidates, which is such a big deal coming from a school like Buffalo. Guy's a stud. Marshall's team struggled in the run against UAB.
Yeah.
So that's something to watch out for. But Marshall, by the way, has a good team in the coming years. It's a very young team. And like I told Alex, your quarterbacks need to have moments like this young guy had to know that he's like, you need to lose when you're a freshman to know that you're not as good as you think you are. You need to keep working.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless you're Trevor Lawrence, which Grant Wells is not yet, if he will become. But I don't know. But Buffalo -3.5, and I'm going to go to over 53.5. I think Marshall's offense is going to have a good game because Buffalo's defense isn't that great.
Interesting. I agree. What's the over on the year?
53.5. Buffalo could score that by themselves.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
I might do team total Buffalo there.
Yeah. But also this is my first 5-star matchup. I think it's a great matchup. It's a 5-star. It's exactly what I wanted to see. It's the two teams that I thought would match up with each other, both losing in their, being upset in their conference finals. This is the Crampton Bowl. I forgot to say that, in Montgomery, Alabama. So I would imagine Marshall fans will probably be. Oh, there probably won't be many fans there on Christmas, but good for. It's going to be an exciting game. If you have the chance to watch it, it's going to be tough for me because the Nets play at 5. So I'm.
Oh yeah, it'd be real tough not to watch that garbage team.
Oh, shut up, dude.
What time is that game?
It's at 2:30. So it's a nice after breakfast, before dinner type of game.
Who the hell eats breakfast that early?
2:30 p.m.
Look at this.
What?
Big Ben almost threw an interception to start the game. Not surprising.
Okay.
Washed. What
are you giving this game?
I'm gonna give it 6.5.
Okay.
Because it's a Christmas Day game.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like it. 6.5 out of 5. Woo.
Yep.
Good game. Gonna be an exciting game.
Over excelling.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Next up, kind of surprising bowl game. It's the FBS Mortgage Cure Bowl game. It's Liberty versus Coastal Carolina.
This is a garbage matchup.
Coastal Carolina is +6.5. Liberty's actually very good. Their one loss comes
6.5 point underdogs.
Yeah, they are.
How?
Who?
You say Coastal Carolina is underdogs?
Oh no, 6.5 point favorites. Coastal Carolina.
Oh.
Liberty is good. Liberty's only loss comes to a ranked NC State team.
Right. But they're terrible.
No, I wouldn't say so. They put a whooping on Virginia.
I think Coastal Carolina deserved better.
I think I agree with you on this. This was a matchup.
BYU gets UCF and Coastal Carolina beat.
By the way, Coastal Carolina Memphis would have been a good matchup as well. But this was a matchup that week that BYU and Coastal Carolina got together. This was the original game. It's not a terrible game, but I think because we see Coastal Carolina as this extremely good team that they probably should have played a team like UNC or
Right.
Miami. I think that that's what we really wanted.
Who?
But
When
if
is,
you what
when is this?
this is the 26th. This is the
Yeah,
12 p.m. This is the
Saturday.
12 p.m. game.
Okay.
It's I understand why you think it's terrible, but I'm going to tell you why it's not a terrible game. Liberty has played very good opponents and beaten them and played very well. I am actually going to take Liberty plus 6.5 in this game. I'm going to hit the under on this game though, under 59.5. But I am definitely
That makes
taking.
sense.
But I am definitely taking Liberty. Liberty is a good team. They have played good opponents. They have played probably a little bit stronger than what Coastal Carolina has played.
Mhm.
And we saw Coastal Carolina's last game versus Troy was very close.
Yeah. Is Troy better than we think?
Troy has become better
Didn't
as the
Troy
season
beat
goes
Marshall?
on. No, Rice beat Marshall, but
Rice, that's right. Even lesser known team.
but Troy has gotten better. That whole Sun Belt is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Liberty in this game. Also, I don't know if Coastal Carolina would have beat Louisiana for a second time. Don't know. I would have loved to see that as a bowl game, but I guess you can't have conference matches.
Yeah. I'm
But,
gonna say Coastal Carolina, the under, and 2 stars.
I'm giving it 2.5 stars because I think I understand the reason I'm giving it that low of stars is because it should have been a better matchup because people don't understand why Coastal Carolina is playing a team like Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
For those who haven't watched Liberty or know anything about Liberty, this seems ridiculous. But I know that Liberty's a good team. So
I watched Liberty. I watched the Liberty game one day.
was it the NC State game?
No, I think it was last season.
Okay.
And Liberty had the ball. It was 1st and 10
Mhm.
from the 50-yard line.
Mhm.
And then it was 1st and 20. They got a holding penalty. And then it was 1st and 30. Then the guy got sacked, and it was 2nd and 44. And before you knew it, they had the ball on the 6-yard line. I was like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah. So I understand, but if you watched the Coastal Carolina game last year, you would have felt the same.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't hold, but I see what you mean. All right, next up is South Carolina versus UAB. This is the Union Home Mortgage. Can't say that word bowl.
Can
I
we
don't
get a
know what that
Moneyline Media Bowl game? It seems like
I know everyone's getting one. You got to pay a lot of money though, so we don't have any of that.
Well, we'll work on it.
Mhm.
Come on. How much money can Idaho potatoes make? Billions?
Lots. Off me alone. South Carolina, UAB is actually opening as 6.5-point favorites. I'm gonna take South Carolina plus 6.5 here. It's an interesting matchup. I give this a 3-star matchup. I like the big conference versus a non-power 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
How is South Carolina an underdog though?
Because they're 2-8.
They're gonna kill it.
Right. Over under is 47.5. That seems like a low over under, but I have to go the under. Yeah.
I'm gonna take the over there.
Okay. And
So
what do you give this? What do you give this?
I got 3.
3. Okay.
3 stars. 3 stars for creativity.
Okay. Yeah, it is. I like the big conferences versus the small conference type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do. So they got that from me. All right. Next up, number 19, Louisiana versus UTSA. Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. Louisiana is opening as 13-point favorites. The over-under on this is 47.5. I give this this is another one that gets a 1 star from me. Just
Nothing about this game intrigues me.
Louisiana. I like Louisiana.
Yes.
Louisiana is a fun team to watch. Virtue TSA, who went 7-4 in the Conference USA.
Mhm.
What the hell are we doing?
Right. Yeah.
What the hell are we doing? We could have put Ball State here. That's literally we
Yeah,
could have. We
I
could have
agree.
put. We could have put. Or you want to get crazy? You could have put UNC here. You could have put Texas here. Oklahoma State. You could have put so many.
Anybody else besides the 7-4 team?
San Jose State.
Rutgers.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many teams that you could have put. I'm going obviously Louisiana -13. I'm going over 57.5.
Okay. I'll stick with you over 57 then.
But this is definitely a 1 star. You have a ranked team in Louisiana. You can't find. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. You could have put them versus San Jose.
Yeah.
You could have put them versus Ball State, even though I like that matchup that's going on. Take UTSA out of there. Give Louisiana Army.
Oh no.
Army got screwed out of the bowl and they shouldn't have. They're 9-2. Give it to I kick UTSA out. Give it to Army. But yeah, that gets a 1 star from me. All right, next up we have Western Kentucky versus Georgia State. The Lending Tree Bowl. Georgia State is opening as -4-point favorites. Over under on this is 51.5.
All right, I need you to slow down there, dude. Western
Right.
Kentucky's 4-point favorites.
No, Georgia State is 4-point favorites.
Okay.
The over-under on this, hold on. The over-under on this is, I think it was 50-something, which doesn't help, but hold on. I like Georgia State in this. Sunbelt is like Georgia State, good offensive team, poor defensive team. They points per game are 32, points allowed per game are 32, so I'm going to hit that over.
Yep.
And I'm going to hit the Georgia State -4. Come on. Sorry, it's going slow. There we go. Bulls. But Georgia State's a good team. They've played a couple teams close. They're getting better as the season goes on. Is this not?
They're winning a basketball game right now.
Are they? Good for them.
They're beating Charleston.
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing well. Cornelius Brown is their quarterback. He's a dual threat quarterback. If you get the over on him on anything, I take it.
Yeah.
He's, like I said, a very dual threat, very good quarterback. He's very exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Yes, got it. Hold on, back. The over under is 51.5. Hit that over, and hit Georgia State -4.
Yeah, I'm liking Georgia State there. Western Kentucky is.
I mean, they've played some teams very well, but they're mediocre at best. I give this a 2 stars, just for no excitement, but it should be a decent game.
Yeah. Georgia State. Are they also the Bulldogs?
Georgia State are the Panthers.
Changing it up.
Changing it up. All right, Tuesday, December 29th, we have Oklahoma State versus Miami.
December 29th?
Yep. December. Or does that not make sense?
Oh, no. Never mind. It does. Who is this?
Oklahoma State versus Miami.
Okay.
Oklahoma State is -2-point favorites. The over-under on this is 58.5.
I'm going to take OK State here.
Okay. You're the Power 5 guy, so I am relying a little bit on you here.
All right.
You are taking OK State, though.
I'm taking Oklahoma State.
Okay.
I like the way they started playing towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Miami got freaking annihilated by North Carolina.
They did. They did.
I think Miami was a little exposed defensively there. I think Oklahoma State's going to use that against them. I'm also going to take the under 58.5 here because I think that the running game of Oklahoma State's going to slow it down, and the running style of Miami's quarterback, I always forget his name, he's going to slow it down. It's going to stay
Derek
low.
King. Yep. Derek King. King. Yep. King.
I think they're going to keep it under that 58.5.
Okay, I agree with you on both. I'm taking OK State, and I'm going to take the under as well.
I think that's a 4-star matchup.
Yeah, I think that's a good matchup too. I don't know who I would have rather seen them against. I guess I wouldn't mind seeing Oklahoma State against Georgia or something like that, but I guess Georgia's too good. I'm trying to think. Maybe a Pac-12 team, but I think I think they did a great job with this. I'm giving it a 4 as well.
So weak this year, though. They killed me.
The Pac, yeah, they were. I mean, do we think that the American has surpassed them? Or not yet? We'll see.
Not yet. I want to see
recruitment
year.
Is where
recruitment was key this year for them.
Exactly. All right. Next up, we have another Tuesday night matchup: Texas versus Colorado. Texas is opening as 11.5-point favorites. The over/under on this is 63.5.
No.
So under 63.5.
I would say under 63.5 there.
Okay.
But Colorado is the play.
Colorado's the play. Okay.
I love Colorado.
Okay.
If you remember the first few weeks on the show,
yeah,
I was like, take Colorado. They were underdogs first 2 games of the year. They won them both. I really like the way Colorado plays. Like their clock management skills are excellent. Good run pass balance on that team.
Gotcha.
Defense plays well. I think that Ellinger cracks. And I don't think Texas covers any big spreads ever.
Okay. All right. I like that. So I'm going to do Colorado plus 11.5. And what would you say with the 63.5?
Under 63.5. I think a great play. I think a great play here is a 2-team teaser. Texas, Colorado bumped up to plus 17.5, which they're going to cover that, and under 70.5. Under 69.5 it would be.
Gotcha. Like that. I'll with you on both of those. I think that's a good pick. All right, next up, 12 p.m. game on a Wednesday, December 30th. Wake Forest versus Wisconsin. I know it's so good.
Time for that.
I know. Wisconsin is minus 6.5-point favorites. The over/under on this is 53. We didn't give a star matchup for the last one.
I'll give that 4 stars. I'm really happy that Colorado got a bigger opponent.
Yep.
I think that they deserve it the way they've been playing towards the end of last season, and this season they definitely deserved it, and that's a good matchup.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Cowboys versus Cowboys.
What did you say?
Cowboys versus Cowboys.
Colorado's the Buffaloes.
Yeah, I know. But Texas is a Cowboy state.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, gotcha.
State.
Yeah, I give it 3.5. It's interesting. It's intriguing. It's at a good time. It's at a 9 p.m. on a Tuesday.
9 p.m.?
Both 9 p.m., yeah. All right, next up. Wednesday, December 30th, Wake Forest, Wisconsin. Wisconsin opens as 6.5-point favorites. The over/under on this is 53.
Believe it or not.
Are you going to take Wake Forest?
No.
Okay. I was going to say that's a little crazy. I'm taking Wisconsin minus 6.5. And I'm going
listen, I think the Big Ten is overrated at this season.
Correct.
But so is the ACC.
Correct.
Wake Forest doesn't have enough firepower.
No.
On that team. However, this is going to come down. This is going to be a scoring game. A little bit more scoring than people are thinking.
Oh, see, I don't think it's going to be like any scoring.
Really?
I'm on the under on this, and I'm with Wisconsin minus 6.5 though.
Okay, yeah, Wisconsin is the play. I'm going to take the over there.
That's good. That's a good call. Okay, I mean Interesting. We'll see what happens.
Tie game 24-24, fourth quarter. Wisconsin wins by a touchdown.
Okay.
31-24.
All right. That's good stuff.
Will do what they do. They'll keep it close until the end. And then Wisconsin will explode.
How many stars are we giving this?
I'm going to give it 3.5.
3.5. Okay. I'll give it a 2 because it's at 12 p.m. I don't really care about either of these teams.
Oh, that's right. I'm deducting a star. This is a 2.5 game.
Yeah. Next up, 4 p.m. Iowa versus Missouri. Iowa is opening as 15-point favorites. The over/under on
4 p.m. What? That same day, Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's what?
It's Iowa, Missouri. It is the TransPerfect Music City Bowl. It is Iowa is minus 15. And the over/under on this is 50.5.
Over/under is 50.5. I'm gonna take the under there.
Okay.
I like Missouri's defense.
Okay.
I like Iowa's defense.
You like Missouri's defense? No.
Yeah, because I don't like Iowa's offense.
Okay.
And I don't like Missouri's offense.
I don't know. I think Iowa's offense is better.
Wow, the Steelers are trash.
What are they losing?
They're just so bad. Like, the Steelers are the most overrated 10-2 team ever.
That's not what you were saying like a couple weeks ago. So.
Well, I've watched them play talented teams now.
But back to the Bulls. Back to the Bulls.
Yes.
I think Iowa's offense is better than Mississippi State's offense. Are we on the same page?
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm going with the over here, but I am going with Missouri plus 15 because I can't take a minus 15.
Well, then you need Iowa to score 51 points. Missouri's not going to score on that defense.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll see. All right, next up.
Wait a second. I'm going to take.
Yeah, you didn't give yours. Sorry.
I'm going to take Iowa minus the 15 then.
Iowa minus 15. Okay.
15 nothing. This game ends.
And then under 50.5.
I'm going to push and the under.
Okay. All right. Next. Oh, and stars. I give this a 2.5. It's good. Interconference. Similar. I think they compare well to each other. So.
What time is the game? 4 p.m.
Mhm.
I'll give it 3 stars because of that.
Okay. All right. Next up, good game. Florida versus Oklahoma. The line is Florida minus 3. The over/under on this is 72.
I'm gonna go Florida minus the 3.
Agree.
I think Florida's playing with a chip on their shoulder in this one.
I agree. I like it.
And I'm gonna take the under there. I don't want to.
Yeah, I agree with you on Florida minus 3. I give the over 72.5. 72 though. Both defenses struggle.
Yeah.
And Florida's offense is so explosive. Florida's defense is not as explosive. I'm giving it Florida minus 3 and the over 72.
Yeah, I agree. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to say under 72 right now, and I'm most likely going to change that by that game. Just because like the whatchamacallit game. What game was that? 70s.
Oh, that was UCF BYU.
Right. The BYU game. It's just I don't want to get burned on the under there because there's gonna be too much scoring. But I think right now I'm saying under. And I'm just gonna change it right now. Over 72.
Yeah, it's hard to not go over 72 with Florida.
Yep.
All right. I give this a 5 stars. I think this is a great matchup. That is at 8 p.m. on December 30th.
Okay.
Perfect. I am giving this a 5 stars. I think that the bowl committee did such a good job with this game, and I don't feel that way about a lot of games, but this game is very
I'm
good.
going with 4.5.
And this is the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 4.5 just because they didn't make the over/under less.
Well, that's not them. That's Vegas.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Thursday, December 31st, a 12 p.m. game. Tulsa versus Mississippi State. Tulsa is opening as 2.5-point favorites. The over/under on this is 50. This is the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl.
I'm gonna take Mississippi State here plus the value.
Okay.
Never had any trust in Tulsa. Not like I'm really trusting Mississippi State, but I think Mississippi State has played some fierce people this year. I think Mississippi State's better coached. I think you got a better
Okay.
shot at this thing.
I know I'm going to regret it. I'm going Tulsa minus 2.5. And I'm going the under 50. And this gets a 2 stars from me. It's even though it's at 12 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason it was going to get a 1 star is because I like the big conference versus the small conference feel to it. But I think this would have been a perfect Tulsa versus Coastal Carolina or Tulsa versus Louisiana.
Okay. That's fair enough. I gave it 2.5.
Yeah. I like the big versus small thing, but I also think that like Tulsa and Louisiana would have been a great game.
Yes.
Okay, next up, a 2 p.m. conference game, and I actually love this game. It is the Arizona Bowl, and it is Ball State versus San Jose State. San Jose is currently opening as 7.5-point favorites. The over/under on this is 62.5.
I like San Jose State there.
I love San Jose State.
Watching them play, they got talent.
They do, and I believe they were another team that was supposed to be like last place in their division that came up and did this. Oh, Army did. Okay, Army did get a bowl game. I didn't think they did. Okay. There's no line on that, but whatever. Back to Ball State, San Jose. I'm gonna take Ball State plus 7.5.
Ooh.
Ball State's kind of getting hot at the right time.
Ooh.
And if Ball State wins, I think it has to be an over 62.5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm still gonna go with the over 62.5, but I think San Jose pulls out.
All right. And this gets another 5-star matchup for me.
Woo!
Great seeing. I don't like that it's at 2 p.m., but I'm not gonna hold that against them.
We don't have work that day, do you?
December 31st. You don't have work? I have work. I have work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you work Christmas Eve?
I do.
So do I. Do you work Christmas Day?
No.
Do you work New Year's Day?
No.
Oh, okay. I work New Year's Day.
Okay. Well,
which is bullshit.
But so I'm giving this a 5 stars anyway. Ball State, San Jose State, 2 conference champions, 2 teams that have been really good. I like the matchup. I like the Mountain West matchup. It's good. All right, the next what's your stars for this? Sorry.
3.
Okay. Obviously not a non-power 5 guy. West Virginia versus Army. There's no spread on this game, but I will let you give us stars for this game. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
Can I give 0?
You can give 0 if you would.
West Virginia Army?
Yep.
Yeah, there's not going to be a spread on that because the spread's going to be what? West Virginia minus 78.5?
See, I was going to go Army here. I like Army. Army.
Are you insane, Deirdre?
Even though I have a Navy shirt on right now.
Oh my God.
I think Army's defense is really good.
Because all they do is play defense against a run. West Virginia should throw the ball at some point.
All right, we'll see. I give this 3 stars because I'm happy Army's in a bowl.
I give them 1 because I'm disappointed Army's in a bowl.
You hear that? You hear that, guys? That's how he feels about the Army.
Air Force better have a freaking bowl game.
You'll be disappointed.
Exactly. Army from the Special Forces, Army is not the team that deserves it.
They're 9-2, dude, and they beat Air Force and they beat Navy.
Okay.
You're completely wrong. Just so you know.
West Virginia is
Completely.
gonna smoke them.
No, Army's coming up big, I think.
What do you mind?
I'm out of my mind. Okay.
What are you gonna do when they pass the ball?
Next up, we have the Mercari Texas Bowl. Arkansas, TCU. TCU is opening as 5.5-point favorites. The over/under on this is 57.5. I am taking
Who's favorites here?
TCU
What is it?
minus 5.5. Where it gets tough. That's tough there.
I don't know if TCU can cover that. But I really don't like Arkansas. But
You don't like Felipe Franks?
No, I do not. I like Frankfurters. I'm gonna go with TCU here. Horned Frogs. Honk.
I'm going Arkansas plus 5.5.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna go with the over 57.5.
Is it because of Felipe Franks?
I actually don't hate Felipe Franks, but I've just mentioned this before. I think Arkansas is much better than their 3-7 record shows. So, I give this like a 2.5. It's okay. It's not like exciting to me. I can't believe that's the 8 p.m. game on December 31st. But
Oh my god.
yeah. Interesting. Okay, next up.
I got it as a 2.499 stars.
And now we are officially at our January 1st games.
Yeah.
And this game is something it's hard for me, this game that I'm about to mention. Because it's two of my favorite teams.
Uh-oh.
And it's Georgia versus Cincinnati in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Oh shit.
Georgia is opening as 7-point favorites. The over/under on this is 50.5.
Ooh.
All
right. I'm gonna take the over here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that. What is wrong with you?
I'm not taking it. With those two defenses, I'm taking the under.
Those defenses are going to create points. And I'm taking Cincy plus 7. Sorry, Bulldogs. You're going downhill.
I'm going the under 50.5.
Is that it? That's what you're taking?
It's tough. This is like really tough. But by the way, 5 stars. 5 stars.
Oh, yeah. Hell of a game.
Hell of a game. 12 p.m. on January 1st. I know you don't like it because you have to work, but I don't. So I'm excited. I don't know what to wear. I have my Bearcats hat. I have my Georgia hat. I might wear a Georgia sweatshirt and a Bearcats hat. I might be that person because I love both these teams. I'm going to go, though.
Sorry. Big Ben almost threw another interception.
Yeah, he's done. I'm going to go Georgia minus 7.
Okay. So is that like, your first love?
It is. I'm like the Bachelorette at the end of the season where I'm in love with both of these teams and I don't know what to do. I love Cincinnati, though. I hope Cincinnati covers.
Okay.
I will probably bet on Cincinnati to cover just so that I can root for it.
Mm-hmm.
I want a good game. That's what I want.
You're going to get one.
Tickets, by the way, going for $138. That's so far, other than like the big ones,
the
highest I've seen. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Auburn versus Northwestern. Kendall, you're our guy, but what is Auburn doing in the New Year's 6 bowls? Right? Again, Kendall, you're our guy, and we root for you, but I don't think they belong in the New Year's 6 bowl.
Well, in all fairness, I don't think Georgia belongs there either.
Oh, I do.
Are you nuts?
I do. They're 9. You know what I mean?
9?
They're 9. Yeah.
What, years old?
No, they're 9. Like that's their ranking.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
The over/under on this is 43.5.
43.5.
Yeah. Both very good defenses.
Yeah, I know. That's so low.
It's so low though to like take the under.
What's the spread here?
3.5 Northwestern is favored.
I think I'm going to take Auburn here plus the 3.5.
I agree.
For this reason and this reason only, the Big Ten.
Yeah. I'm also going the under though.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put that in a teaser though. I think I'm gonna do Auburn plus 9.5
Mm-hmm.
and under 49.5.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call.
Get covered on all bases.
You do. Has anyone scored yet, by the way, in that game?
The Bengals are up 3-0.
Oh, okay. No touchdowns though yet.
No touchdowns. Why? What happened?
I have Deontay. I have James Washington first touchdown.
Washington.
So I wouldn't mind seeing him win, but
Yeah.
no big deal. Okay, next up, boom, boom, boom. 5-star, and we both agree that's. Oh, this one is a 3.5 star. I think that we could have gotten someone better for Northwestern to play.
I agree.
This would have been a great spot. By the way, is UNC not a part of the bowl season?
I don't think so. I haven't. Yeah.
I don't see them.
That's such bullshit.
But that would be a perfect spot for them.
Game.
UNC versus Northwestern is. Oh no, they are. They're on January 2nd though.
Okay.
Oh, and that's a good matchup. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So we're going there. But I give this a 3.5. I thought Northwestern should have probably played a ranked team. All right.
All right.
Next up is our. Do you want to wait to hold these like college football playoff ones until the end? And do like these January 2nd ones? Okay, so I'll go back to that. NC State.
Oh my!
What the fuck is going on? Versus Kentucky. I just don't. I like it. That doesn't make any sense. Like NC State. You could have done NC State versus
Army.
You could have done NC State versus Tulsa. You could have done like
Auburn. Anybody.
Well, they're against Kentucky.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Old Kentucky. And Kentucky is actually.
Who are they against?
Kentucky. And wait to hear this. Kentucky is 2.5-point favorites.
Wow. Taking NC State there.
I am also taking NC State there.
Kentucky.
Old Kentucky. I'm going the over.
This is a March Madness matchup.
I am going the over 53.5 too, by the way.
Yes, without a doubt.
That's where I'm going.
That's awful. That's a 1-star.
Over 53. Sorry, it's 53. That is a 1-star for me as well.
Then that's the New Year's 6.
No, it's not. It's not. Sorry, it's not a New Year. This is Saturday, January 2nd.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. We're waiting to do the last two of the New Year's.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm saying, yeah.
I was very disappointed. I was like, I'm not watching that garbage crap on New Year's.
Another 1-star from me. This is next up is Ole Miss versus Indiana. Indiana is 6.5-point favorites. The over/under on this is 66.5. But really, like, why is Indiana, a ranked team, number 11, playing Ole Miss, an under 500 team?
Yep.
I gotta take Indiana,
and I really like Indiana. I gotta take Indiana in this game.
I'm taking Indiana as well. I know both these teams score a lot.
Yes.
So I'm staying away from the over/under, but if I had to go with the over. 66.5.
Yeah, I would have to lean over there.
I'm leaning over, but
That's
don't
so.
really.
Oh God, yeah, another 1-star.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Next up, kind of a good matchup. Again, I don't understand why Iowa State couldn't play Indiana. Like, it's just Oregon versus Iowa State in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Iowa State is currently opening as 4.5-point favorites. The over/under on this is 57.
I like Iowa State here. Oregon really hasn't done shit to deserve this game to begin with.
Well, they are ranked 25.
I don't care.
I know you don't care.
They don't deserve it. I'm an Oregon guy.
Yeah, I know you are. I'm giving this a 2.5 stars because it's finally a ranked opponent instead of a team that's like less than 500.
How many stars?
2.5.
Oh, okay. They said 5 for some reason.
No. Minus 4.5. I'm going with Iowa State minus 4.5, and I'll go the over 57.
Yes.
You agree with me?
Yep. But I'm going to give it 3 stars just because I get to see what Oregon play. But they don't deserve it.
It's decent. It's not the worst matchup we've seen. Definitely the other 2 games on here are worse. By the way, you could have put Indiana versus NC State.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense. All right, the 8 p.m. game for this is actually a good game, though I don't necessarily love this matchup. It's Texas A&M versus North Carolina. Texas A&M is opening as 7-point favorites. The over/under on this is 68.5.
All right. See, I actually like this game.
I don't hate it. I don't love it.
I'm going to go with North Carolina again here. I've backed them up several times on this show. Backed them up several times this year.
Okay.
I love them. I think Texas A&M is going to have to be forced to play with them. I think the over is going to hit 68.5.
I'm going the under here. Texas A&M has a really good defense, and
Not
I'm going
that
Texas.
night they won't.
And I'm going Texas A&M minus 7. They should have. To me, they should have been in the college football playoffs. Hot take, but they should have. They should have.
I think you'll reevaluate that when they lose to North Carolina.
I don't think that was and
They lose big.
it's
North Carolina's going to score on them.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll shut my mouth. But I don't think so. All right. Next up, we have the college football playoffs game, the Rose Bowl game. It is Alabama versus Notre Dame. Alabama is 19.5-point favorites. The over/under on this is 65.5. I don't think Notre Dame belongs in and my
They don't belong in that game.
They don't you think they belong as number 3?
Hell no.
They don't belong. I don't think they belong.
They're not top 10 to me.
I don't think they belong. Notre Dame's not top 10 to you? That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
They're not. They're gonna get creamed. They're gonna get crushed.
I'm going the minus 19.5 for. I don't go against the spread with Alabama. 1, 2.
Nah.
It should be, and I understand why it's not this, but it should be Alabama versus Texas A&M.
Jesus Christ. I'm taking Bama here. Notre Dame doesn't belong there. I don't think they belong in the top 10. If anybody was going to get in, Texas A&M did deserve to get in over them because Notre Dame is trash.
I think.
Okay. They're not that good. They're not.
No, they're not. They're not. And I'm going to go with the under 65.5.
Yes, but I'm going to take Alabama team total over.
Okay.
I think Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame maybe holds them down the first possession of the game, and then Alabama's offense is going to kick in, and that's going to be it for them.
Right. And the finale game at the 8 p.m. Ohio State Clemson. Clemson's opening as 7.5-point favorites. The over/under is again 65.5.
I'm taking the over.
Okay, I'll take the over as well.
And as far as the spread, I don't like the 7.5 by the point. Clemson minus 7.
Clemson minus 7. Okay, I go in Clemson minus 7.5. So, and I'll go the over too.
Good game though.
Be good.
I think it's gonna be similar to last year's. Just complete nuts.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But that is our bowl predictions. Both those matches, I guess, get a 5. We won't even give them the match in general. We'd be really good on the college football playoff committee. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, that is our bowl predictions.
And when are we getting a bowl?
You tell me, founder and CEO.
Excuse me, my Instagram says co-founder, Deirdre.
Oh, that's really sweet that you're giving me that. I like that. Whenever we can get money, that's money.
Yeah. Well, there's no way that we can afford like.
We could afford like a Walmart bowl. Like that's the bowl we could afford.
It's at Walmart.
At Walmart.
There's no way that we can't afford like the Louisiana UTSA.
That shouldn't even be played. But yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So thank you so much for listening in. This will be on our YouTube and our Spotify. We are expanding, by the way. So many more shows that you guys should
Massive
listen to.
expansion.
Massive expansion. So
We're like,
stay
what's
tuned. Huh?
What's that thing when everybody started moving west?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The
I
Great
just don't know.
Migration or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
That's us. Moneyline Migration.
Moneyline Migration. All right.
That's the new show name.
Thanks for listening.
Stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated. Happy Merry Christmas year.